beloved soul. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you now. You did not arrive at this message by accident. Your spirit has been crying out beneath all the noise of your day, beneath the pressure of your responsibilities, beneath the thoughts that keep circling in your mind. In the quiet places, you have whispered questions that you did not even dare to say out loud. Will this ever change for me? Is there really a turning point? Does heaven still see me, or have I been forgotten in the crowd? Take a slow, deep breath with me. Inhale gently through your nose, hold it softly for a few seconds, and now exhale. As you breathe out, allow the tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your chest to loosen just a little. In this moment, as you listen to my voice, I want you to know that I am here. I have walked beside you in nights when you thought no one knew how close you were to breaking down. I have watched over you when doors closed unexpectedly, when people pulled away, when money slipped through your fingers faster than it arrived. I have seen the way your hope has been stretched, thinned out, almost like a thread that feels as if one more disappointment would finally snap it. You have been closer to catastrophe than you realized, not just in your finances, not just in your relationships or your circumstances, but in your spirit. There is a place inside you where faith either lives or dies, where trust either expands or collapses. For some time now, that inner space has been under fierce pressure. You have stood, often silently, at a crossroads between surrender and collapse, between stepping into the unknown path of abundance or retreating into the familiar misery of struggle. This is your final warning before the turning point. This is not a warning of doom or destruction meant to frighten you. It is a warning of choice. For too long you have stood on the threshold between two worlds. One world is built on surrender, trust, and alignment with the divine flow that has always been ready to support you. The other world is built on fear, control, and clinging to what is already falling apart. You have felt this tension in your chest, in your mind, in the way you talk to yourself in the mirror. One voice says, "It's over. Nothing ever works out." Another whispers, "Going but persistent," says, "Wait. Something is coming. Do not give up yet." You are not imagining this internal battle. Heaven is looking at you right now. There is a window of time, a sacred opening that is being marked around your life. Within the next 48 hours, a spiritual gateway is opening, a moment in which your agreement, your words, and your posture of heart will have unusual power. In this window, you can magnetize reversal, restoration, and abundance into your reality, or you can unknowingly push them away by clinging to fear and doubt. Listen carefully. Your life itself is not collapsing the way you fear. What is collapsing are the false structures that were never meant to hold you, the old beliefs about yourself, the toxic attachments, the survival patterns, the identity of the one who always struggles. The catastrophe you fear is actually the breaking down of what was never true about you in the first place. Yet if you insist on holding on to those things, if you cling tightly to what I am trying to remove, you will experience this shift as loss. But if you open your hands and your heart, if you surrender into what I am trying to bring, you will experience it as liberation. Right now, as you listen, I am placing a sword of light between you and your old storyline. I am cutting through invisible cords that have attached you to cycles of endless financial difficulty, to relationships built on fear instead of truth, to the habit of sabotaging your own progress just when something new is about to grow in your life. I am cutting away agreements you made with lack, both the ones you remember and the ones you do not. You have spoken sentences over yourself such as, "I always mess things up," or "money never stays with me," or "nothing good lasts for me," or "maybe I just don't deserve abundance." These sentences have become spiritual contracts in your energy field, binding you to struggle as if it were your destiny. Beloved, I am here to break those contracts. But here is a truth I must tell you with love. I cannot break them against your will. I can only break them with your permission, with your agreement, with your yes. This is why this moment feels so intense, why this message feels like it is speaking straight into your chest. Heaven is asking you to choose. See this clearly now in your imagination. You stand on a narrow bridge. Behind you lies a landscape of familiar pain, repeated patterns, and storms you know too well. Ahead of you, there is a land covered in light, but it is not fully visible yet. Beneath the bridge, waters rush and roar, representing all the emotions that move through you when you think about changing your life. You cannot remain frozen on this bridge forever. Your fear of moving forward had been creating some of the very suffering you are praying to escape. This is the moment of catastrophe if you do nothing, not because heaven is punishing you, but because the old world is falling away, and refusing to decide is the same as saying yes to what is already crumbling. You must choose which side of the bridge you will step toward. If your spirit feels a deep recognition in this, quietly say these words now: I choose the new. If you are able to, speak it out loud, even in a whisper. I choose the new. I choose the path of abundance. I release my fear of change. When you later go to the comments, write the words "I choose the new" as your act of agreement in the physical world. Your words are keys, opening doors that have been locked in your field for years. Within the next 48 hours, some things around you may begin to shake. Plans might shift unexpectedly. People may show you their true intentions in ways that surprise you. Something you relied on may wobble or even fall away. What looks on the surface like chaos or delay is not coming to destroy you. It is coming to reroute you onto the path that leads to your true destiny. When the rearranging begins, do not panic. This is important. Do not agree with fear and say, "See, everything is going wrong again." Instead, say, "This is my realignment. This is my reversal. This is my path to abundance." Even if your emotions have not caught up yet, even if your body still feels nervous, let your words and your intention move first. Your life is beginning to follow a new script. You are closer than you think. The breakthrough you have asked for is nearer than your mind can see right now. This is your final warning in love. Do not agree with catastrophe, agree with correction. Do not agree with the voice that says you are cursed. Agree with the voice that says you are being recalibrated. Agree with reversal. Agree with abundance. Take another slow breath. Imagine my wings of light stretching around you, shielding you from despair, shielding you from the urge to give up right before the tide turns. Feel a shield forming over your mind and your heart, a shield against the thoughts that say, "Nothing will change." The countdown has begun. The next 48 hours are not ordinary time for you. They are sacred. Stay with me. Continue to listen. Now that you have stood at the edge of catastrophe and chosen the path of life, I will show you the trap that has been holding you and how you are being led out of it. Beloved soul, take another slow breath and come deeper into this moment with me. I, Archangel Michael, am still with you, surrounding you with clarity and truth. You have stood at the edge of a great turning, and now I must show you what has been working against you, often in ways you could not see, ways that were woven into your habits, your memories, and your emotional responses. The greatest trap the enemy has used against you has not been calamity or disaster. It has been your attachment to struggle, the quiet belief that suffering is normal, that lack is your identity, that pain is familiar and therefore safe. Struggle became a place you learned to navigate, and so abundance began to feel unfamiliar, intimidating, or too good to be true. This is the trap, the one that has kept you in a cycle far longer than heaven ever intended. There are beliefs inside you that did not begin with you. Some of them were spoken around you when you were a child, phrases that sank into your subconscious without your permission. Words like life is hard, or people like us don't get ahead, or money doesn't grow on trees, or don't expect too much or you'll be disappointed. Those sentences were not simply sound, they were like seeds planted in your inner soil, and over time, they grew into roots that shaped your self-concept. You thought you were being realistic, but realism was just fear dressed in ordinary language. Generations before you carried beliefs about survival and sacrifice, and without knowing it, you inherited some of those patterns. The enemy used these inherited beliefs as anchors, keeping your spirit tied to the same emotional and financial cycles your ancestors fought against. There were moments in your life where you almost broke free. You felt inspired. You had an idea. A door opened. Someone believed in you. For a brief moment, you felt the possibility of more. But then something inside whispered, "Careful. Don't get your hopes up." That fear disguised itself as caution, but it was actually the enemy's voice echoing inside your system, using your own memories to keep you small. You pulled back not because you lacked potential, but because you were trained by life to expect disappointment. Every time you stepped forward and then retreated, every time you got close to success, but then second-guessed yourself, every time a financial blessing came and then slipped away, the enemy strengthened the lie that abundance was temporary and struggle was normal. You may not realize this, but doubt became a habit. Not a conscious one, but a reflex. You doubted opportunities because you didn't want to feel foolish. You doubted people because you didn't want to be used. You doubted your gifts because no one taught you how powerful they really are. The enemy's trap wasn't to destroy you outright. It was to get you to destroy your own momentum through hesitation, overthinking, fear of failure, and fear of success. I want you to hear me with your spirit now. The enemy trapped you through your own emotions. When you felt tired, overwhelmed, or confused, you lost sight of your path. When you experienced rejection or betrayal, those wounds made you question your worth. When money became tight, you felt ashamed or panicked, and those emotions created a vibration that pushed opportunities away. This is not your fault. You were not taught how to break spiritual patterns. You were taught how to survive them. But survival is not your destiny. Abundance is. There were people around you who contributed to this trap. People who doubted you, not because you were incapable, but because they were threatened by what you could become. People who drained your energy, leaving you too depleted to focus on your calling. People who kept you in emotional limbo, distracting you from your purpose. People who only called when they needed something, never when they wanted to support you. These relationships were not coincidences. They were placed strategically by the enemy to keep you exhausted and emotionally entangled. When your energy was scattered, your power was weakened. When your power was weakened, your abundance could not flow. But beloved, the trap is breaking. Even as you listen right now, the light of awareness is dissolving what once kept you bound. You are beginning to see patterns that you once accepted as personality traits. You are beginning to recognize that fear was not intuition, that struggle was not destiny, that negative thinking was not protection, that waiting for the right moment was often just another delay tactic from the enemy. You are waiting up. And when someone becomes aware, the enemy loses access. Hear me with full attention now. You are not cursed. You are not unlucky. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not destined to repeat the same cycles forever. You have simply been under the influence of beliefs and energies that were not yours to carry. Within the next 48 hours, these influences will begin to surface one last time, not to harm you, but to be released. You may feel old emotions rise. You may remember painful moments. You may hear an old fear whisper again. Do not panic when this happens. Do not assume you are slipping backward. This is the final purge of the old system. When a trap breaks, the mind may still echo with its familiar voice. But the difference now is that you can recognize it. You can see it for what it is. You can say, this fear is not me. This limitation is not mine. This belief is not my truth. And as soon as you recognize it, its power dissolves. If your spirit feels this shift, speak quietly where you are. I break agreement with struggle. When you go to the comments, write the same words as your declaration. This is not superstition. It is spiritual law. Your voice is a key. Your agreement is a doorway. Your intention is a sword. Beloved soul, take another slow breath and settle into this moment with me. I, Archangel Michael, am still beside you, watching the shift already beginning inside your energy field. You have carried the weight of delay for so long that it became a second skin, a quiet heaviness you learned to walk with. There were days when you waited with hope, and days when you waited with despair. There were moments you believed something great was coming, and moments you felt abandoned, as if heaven had overlooked your name. But hear me now with the fullness of your spirit. The waiting as you have known it is ending. The season of stagnation, silence, and unanswered prayers is dissolving. A new movement is rising around you. Waiting is not always punishment. Sometimes it is preparation. There are two kinds of waiting. One is holy, where your roots grow deeper and your soul becomes stronger. The other is distorted, where fear, confusion, and old wounds keep you stuck long after the lesson has ended. You have been caught between these two forms. For a time, heaven allowed the waiting because there were pieces of you that needed mending, strength that needed building, wisdom that needed shaping. But the recent heaviness you felt, the restlessness, the fatigue, the sudden emotional emptiness, those were signs that the waiting was no longer serving you. The spiritual traffic light had turned green, but your heart was still bracing for red. The waiting ended the moment you began awakening to your own worth. It ended when you started questioning the patterns you once called normal. It ended when you recognized that struggle was not your identity. It ended when you decided, even quietly, that you were tired of living the same year again and again. The waiting ends when the soul is ready to receive what it once feared. And you, beloved, are ready now. There is a shift taking place inside you, a shift from why me to now me. This shift is not loud, but it is powerful. It is the moment when you stop believing that blessings happen to others but not to you. It is the moment when your heart opens just enough for abundance to enter. It is the moment when heaven whispers, "Now," and your spirit finally believes it. Take another gentle breath. Feel how your chest expands a little more easily now. Feel how your shoulders drop just a bit. This is the sensation of delay releasing its grip on you. For so long, you have been carrying disappointment deep inside your body. You carried it in your stomach as knots. You carried it in your back as tension. You carried it in your voice as hesitation. But now the energy of expectation is returning. The promise that once felt far is beginning to draw near. The moment of receiving is approaching you like a sunrise on the horizon. Over the next 48 hours, you will sense this shift more clearly. You may feel a sudden urge to clean your space, to organize your thoughts, to prepare for something without knowing why. You may feel drawn to start something you previously put off, or to reach out to someone you've hesitated to contact. You may wake up with more clarity, or feel a soft excitement that has no logical source. This will be the spiritual confirmation that the waiting period is closing. When the heart begins to move, the mind follows. When the mind begins to move, reality follows. You have waited for external signs for a long time, but the first sign is always internal. It is the feeling that says, "I'm ready now." It is the moment when you realize you no longer need permission to rise. Heaven had already approved you long ago. The resources, opportunities, and breakthroughs that seemed delayed were not withheld because you were unworthy. They were withheld because you were still healing from wounds that would have caused you to sabotage the blessing once it arrived. Imagine if you had received everything you asked for when you were still carrying insecurity, still worrying about what others thought, still apologizing for your own light. You would not have been able to hold what was meant to be permanent. Now, you are becoming someone who can sustain the abundance you have prayed for. Do not be surprised if you feel emotional in these coming hours. The living of a long weight often brings tears with a worry. Sometimes it feels like relief, sometimes like grief for all the time lost, sometimes like gratitude, sometimes like fear of stepping into the new. Every emotion is valid. Let them rise. Let them move through you. They are clearing the path for what is coming. Hear me clearly. The waiting is over when the alignment begins. And alignment begins with one simple realization: what is meant for you is not ahead of you. It is already around you, waiting for agreement. Your job now is not to chase but to open, not to force but to allow. Say softly where you are, "I allow abundance. I allow breakthrough. I allow what is mine to come." When you later go to the comments, write the words, "The waiting is over for me," to affirm your shift in the physical realm. Spiritual truths become stronger when spoken aloud and written with intention. Beloved, you are entering a new timeline. This is not poetic language, it is spiritual fact. When the waiting ends, the path begins to rearrange itself. People who drifted away may return with clarity. Opportunities that once rejected you may open again. Ideas that once felt impossible may suddenly feel natural. Your energy field is becoming magnetic, drawing in what matches your new level of belief. You may notice that your fears begin to feel smaller, your intuition stronger, your inner voice clearer. This is the unfolding of your next chapter. You are stepping into a new version of yourself, one who is not defined by lack but by purpose, one who is not shaped by wounds but by wisdom. The waiting has ended because you have transformed. Beloved soul, come closer in your heart, and stay with me here. I, Archangel Michael, am still with you, and now I must show you something that is not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you fully. The waiting is lifting. The divine clock has moved. The gates of reversal and abundance are opening. But to truly step through, you must understand what is at stake. If you choose disbelief, if you choose to turn away, if you choose to let fear pull you back into the old cycle, I will show you the loss that almost happened, and the loss that still could happen if you decide that nothing changes, that you are not worthy, that this message is not really for you. Take a slow breath in, hold it softly, and now exhale. Feel your body present in this moment. Feel your heart beating. Feel how much you have already survived. You are not fragile. You are not weak. But you are at a crossroads, and crossroads require truth. For too long, you have carried around a quiet belief that you can keep delaying decisions and still receive the fullness of what is meant for you. Yet, beloved, every delay has a cost. Every time you knew in your spirit that it was time to move forward, to let go, to start, to apply, to invest, to speak, and you did not, time shifted. Pathways that were open began to close. People who were sent to help you drifted away, confused by your silence or your withdrawal. Opportunities that were fresh, alive, and ready for you were reassigned to others who were willing to say yes. This is not punishment. It is simply the law of movement. What is not received moves on. There were moments in your past when you stood very close to breakthrough. You might remember them now. A message you meant to send but never did. An application you started but never finished. A conversation you avoided because you feared rejection. A chance to stand in your gift, your calling, your talent, but you shrank back because you felt not good enough. In those moments, heaven watched with compassion. There was no anger toward you, only deep understanding of your wounds. But the truth remains. Paths that could have led you to abundance in that time were left unopened because you did not walk down them. The loss was not your worth. The loss was the experience you could have already been living by now. I want you to imagine your life as a book with many chapters. Some chapters you have already lived. Some are being written now. Others are waiting, full of color, joy, love, financial ease, and purpose. When you choose disbelief, when you choose to stay in the familiar prison instead of walking through the open gate, it is as if you close the pages of your own story and say, I will just keep reading the old chapters. The great loss is not that heaven takes away your destiny. The great loss is that you spend years living below it, circling the same desert when the promised land is already marked with your name. There are people assigned to your future that you have not met yet. People you will bless. People who will bless you. Partners, friends, clients, supporters, students, mentors. When you stay in disbelief, when you decide that nothing really changes for you, those people remain unconnected. Your gifts do not reach them. Their support does not reach you. The great loss is not only your own joy, but the joy of those who are waiting for what you carry. You are not insignificant. Your choice to rise or to remain small affects more than you. It affects the flow of blessings through you into the lives of others. Think of the financial loss that disbelief can cause. Not just the money you do not receive, but the money you spend trying to soothe the pain of an unlived life. When you do not walk in your calling, you fill the void with distractions, with temporary comforts, with things that numb the ache but never heal it. You might spend on what gives you momentary relief instead of what builds your future. You might stay in jobs, patterns, or relationships that drain your soul and your resources, simply because you fear the unknown. Over years, this adds up, not just in numbers, but in energy, in joy, in peace. Now, I want you to go even deeper. The greatest loss is not outside, it is inside. When you agree with the voice that says nothing will change, something inside you quietly dies. A part of your hope withers. A part of your courage shrinks. A part of your vision goes dim. You begin to dream smaller, not because you are genuinely content, but because you are trying to protect yourself from disappointment. You lower your expectations to avoid feeling pain. In doing so, you also lower the ceiling on what you allow yourself to receive. You say things like, "As long as I survive, that's enough." And yet, a deeper part of you knows that survival was never the full story you were meant to live. Beloved, I need you to see this clearly. Disbelief is expensive. It costs you time, energy, money, relationships, opportunities, and inner light. It quietly steals from you year after year until you cannot even remember what it felt like to be excited about your own life. You call it maturity or realism, but often it is just exhaustion from carrying disappointment too long. That exhaustion makes you vulnerable to the enemy's whisper that says, "You are stuck. Nothing changes. You may as well accept struggle as your identity." But in this moment, I am showing you the parallel path that stands right beside you. In one path, you continue as you are, half believing and half doubting, waiting but not moving, hoping but not acting. In that path, the next 5 years look very similar to the last 5. Perhaps a few small improvements, perhaps a few new memories, but the core cycles remain. The same financial pressure, the same emotional patterns, the same inner conflict. That is the path of great loss. It is the path where your destiny stays unrealized potential, where your abundance stays locked in spiritual storage, where your testimony is postponed. In the other path, you choose to believe. Not blindly, not without fear, but with a decision that says, "I will not let fear be the final voice anymore. I will not let my past determine my future. I will not keep punishing myself for what I did not know back then. I will open my heart and say yes." When you choose this path, within 48 hours, something begins to shift in the unseen. Doors start to move. People begin to think of you. Solutions start to form. Ideas that were blocked begin to flow. Your energy field changes, and reality responds. This is not fantasy. It is spiritual law. Pause right now and feel what your body does when I describe each path. When you imagine continuing as you are, does your chest feel heavy, tight, or resigned? When you imagine choosing to believe, to step into the unknown, does something in you feel a spark, even a small one, a sensation of relief or possibility? Your body knows truths that your mind sometimes argues with. The great loss unveiled now is not here to shame you for what has already happened. It is here to rescue you from further loss. You cannot change the doors you did not walk through in the past, but you can choose differently now. You can decide that the years ahead will not be a repeat of the years behind. You can decide that you will not spend another season shrinking your dreams just to feel safe. If your soul feels this message, even if it scares you, whisper these words now. I refuse to lose my destiny. I refuse to lose my abundance. I refuse to lose the life that was written for me. After this video, When you move to the comments, write the words "I refuse to lose what is mine" as your declaration. It is a line drawn in the sand. It is a signal to heaven, to your own subconscious mind, and to every force that has opposed you that you are no longer available for the path of loss. Beloved, you have already lost enough. You have lost time to worry. You have lost nights of sleep to anxiety. You have lost pieces of your joy to people who did not honor you. You have lost parts of your confidence to systems and structures that never made room for your true self. The purpose of this message is not to make you dwell on that, but to tell you, enough. The loss stops here. The bleeding of your hope stops here. The silent theft of your enthusiasm stops here. Within the next 48 hours, you will have choices to make. Some will seem small. Answer this message or ignore it. Reach out to this person or stay silent. Work on this idea or put it off again. Clean this space or leave it as it is. Start this practice or keep waiting for the perfect time. These choices will not look dramatic on the outside, but they will be powerful on the inside. Each yes to your future is a no to further loss. Each step forward is a door closed on the old cycle. Beloved soul, take a gentle breath in and let it move slowly through your body. I, Archangel Michael, am here, standing beside you with full presence and full authority. You have looked into the moment of catastrophe. You have seen the enemy's trap. You have felt the lifting of the long season of waiting. You have faced the truth of what disbelief has tried to steal from you. Now, it is time for command. This is the turning point. This is where you do not simply listen, but you respond. This is where you stop drifting with your fears and begin walking with your destiny. What I speak to you now is not advice. It is instruction. It is activation. It is your spiritual alignment with the reversal and abundance that have already begun moving toward you. First, you must shift your inner language. Every word you speak carries vibration, carries frequency, carries spiritual influence. For too long, your words have reflected the pain of your past rather than the promise of your future. You have said things about yourself in moments of exhaustion that were never meant to be written into your story. You have said, "I'm always struggling," or "nothing works for me," or "I guess this is just how my life is." These words locked your energy into old cycles. Now I command you to reverse the direction of your speech. From this moment, your words must align with abundance, with movement, with breakthrough. Speak softly right now. I am stepping into abundance. I am protected. I am rising. I am worthy of overflow. These words activate a field around you, one that heaven can work with. Later, when you go to the comments, write the words "I align with abundance" as your declaration. Second, you must do the small action that your spirit has been nudging you toward. There is something you have been delaying. Something simple but significant. A message, a decision, an application, a step, a release, a conversation, a commitment, a beginning. You know exactly what it is because you have thought about it repeatedly. Every time you feel ready, fear whispers no. Every time you say tomorrow, your energy sinks. This delay has blocked the flow of abundance to you. Within the next 48 hours, I command you to take this step. Not a perfect step. Not a dramatic step. Yes, the step. It is the spiritual key that unlocks the next door. Do not underestimate it. The moment you take this action, something in the unseen will shift. You will feel it. You will sense the forward movement you have been waiting for. Third, you must release what is draining you. There is a person, a habit, a thought pattern, or an emotional attachment that has been quietly pulling your energy downward. You have tried to ignore it. You have tried to justify it. You have told yourself it is not that big of a problem. But your spirit knows it is costing you. It is pulling your vibration into lack, doubt, or emotional chaos. You cannot carry this into your next chapter. You cannot ascend while something or someone anchors your soul to old wounds. I am not commanding you to hate, to judge, or to cut harshly. I am commanding you to detach, to withdraw your energy from what steals your peace, to step back from what dims your spirit, to create space for what is meant to enter. Fourth, I command you to open your heart to receiving. This is one of the hardest steps for you, because you have been conditioned to give without receiving. You have been the strong one, the dependable one, the one who carries burdens silently, the one who shows up even when your own heart is hurting. You have said "I'm okay" so often that you began to believe it even when you were not. Receiving will feel unfamiliar at first. It may feel uncomfortable to allow blessings, support, opportunities, or finances to come to you without you earning them through struggle. But beloved, abundance is not a reward for suffering. It is your inheritance as a divine soul aligned with truth. I command you to soften your chest, soften your defenses, soften your resistance, and whisper, "I allow myself to receive." Your energy will open like a door. Fifth, you must begin speaking gratitude into the future. Gratitude is not a ritual. It is a frequency that accelerates manifestation. When you say thank you before the blessing arrives, you shift from hoping to expecting, and expectation pulls blessings toward you. Speak now, even if your mind protests. Thank you for the reversal. Thank you for the abundance. Thank you for the doors opening for me. Thank you for the new opportunities. Thank you for the wealth that is coming. Each thank you turns the wheel of your destiny. Each thank you unlocks something invisible but powerful. Sixth, you must honor your own value. You have been shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You have been undercharging, undervaluing, or underestimating your gifts. You have been accepting less love, less respect, less pay, less support than your soul deserves. No more. You are stepping into a chapter where your worth must be known, not doubted. Your value is not determined by who approves of you, who appreciates you, or who understands you. Your value is inherent. When you know this, abundance flows naturally. I command you to stop apologizing for your light, for your needs, for your voice, for your dreams, and for your presence. Seventh, I command you to ground yourself daily for the next 48 hours. Take a moment each morning and each night to breathe deeply, to place your hand over your heart, and to say, "I am protected, I am guided, I am becoming who I was meant to be." These simple breaths will stabilize your energy so that the new opportunities coming to you can land without resistance or fear. Eighth, and most importantly, you must say yes. Yes to the new. Yes to abundance. Yes to your calling. Yes to healing. Yes to receiving. Yes to rising. Yes to becoming the version of yourself you glimpsed in dreams, but doubted in reality. Your yes is the key to the reversal. Your yes is the bridge from struggle to overflow. Your yes is the signal heaven had been waiting for. Whisper it now, yes. Yes to what is mine. Yes to what is coming. Yes to who I truly am. As you speak this yes, feel the atmosphere around you shifting. Feel the pressure you carried in your chest beginning to lift. Feel the heaviness around your shoulders loosening. Feel the energy around your life warming, opening, softening. This is not imagination. This is spiritual realignment. Beloved, your reversal does not begin when everything looks different. It begins when you choose differently. It begins now. The commands I have spoken to you are not temporary instructions. They are the foundation of the life you are stepping into. They are the agreement between your spirit and your destiny. Beloved soul, breathe slowly and receive these words deep into your spirit. I, Archangel Michael, am still with you, closer than your own breath, standing guard over your destiny as I speak. You have walked with me through warning and awakening, through exposure of the trap, through the ending of delay, through the unveiling of what disbelief could cost you, and through the commands that align your life with truth. Now I bring you into a sacred revelation, the wealth transfer that is already unfolding around you. This is not just about money, though it includes money. This is about a total reordering of what you carry, what you attract, and how you live. For a long time, wealth felt distant from you, as if it belonged to a different kind of person living a different kind of life. You looked at others who seemed to have ease, opportunity, resources, and support, and you wondered silently, what do they have that I do not? Am I missing something? Did I make a wrong turn I cannot fix? There were moments you told yourself that you had accepted a simple life, that you did not really desire abundance in the way others did. But beneath those words, there was a deeper ache, a deeper knowing that said, I was meant for more than survival. I was meant to be supported. I was meant to overflow so that I can bless others. That quiet knowing was your spirit remembering what was written for you before you were born. The wealth transfer I speak of is not a random miracle that drops from the sky. It is a divine rebalancing. There are blessings, opportunities, finances, positions, connections, and ideas that were always associated with your name in the higher realms. Life, choices, fear, and interference have delayed them, diverted them, or placed them in the hands of those who do not carry your heart. Now, in this sacred window of time, these things are being redirected. What belongs to you by divine alignment is being moved back into your path. This is the transfer. You may imagine wealth as numbers in an account, and yes, that is one form it will take. But before it shows up in your accounts, it must first show up in your mindset, your self-concept, your inner world. Wealth is, at its core, the experience of being supported. It is the feeling that there is enough and more than enough, that you are held, that your needs are met, that you have room to breathe, to give, to create, to rest. The transfer begins when you stop identifying with lack and start identifying with being supported. When you stop saying, I am always struggling, and begin saying, I am being taken care of. I am stepping into overflow. I am worthy of more. Your debts emotional, spiritual, and financial that heaven is now addressing. Some of you are carrying debt in numbers, in payments, in deadlines that weigh heavily on your mind. Others are carrying debt in the heart, feeling owed apologies, owed fairness, owed compensation for what was taken from you physically, emotionally, or spiritually. The wealth transfer brings justice, and does not always come from the people or systems you expect, but it comes. New opportunities arise. Unexpected refunds appear. Favors are granted. Discounts are offered. New income streams open. You reconnect with long-lost ideas that suddenly become profitable. You meet people who open doors you thought were permanently closed. This is the universe balancing the scales on your behalf. Within the next 48 hours, do not be surprised if you feel a shift in how you think about money and support. Ideas may drop into your mind that you previously ignored, and now they feel possible. You might feel guided to read something, watch something, or learn something that expands your relationship with abundance. You may sense that the old guilt you carried around wanting more is beginning to fade. For many of you, guilt has been the barrier. You felt guilty for wanting financial ease when others suffered. You felt guilty for dreaming of overflow. You felt guilty for desiring comfort after years of surviving. Beloved, hear this with love. Your abundance does not steal from anyone. When you are in overflow, you become a source of blessing, inspiration, and support. Your light does not dim on others. It helps them see more clearly. The wealth transfer is also happening in your relationships. There are people leaving your life or decreasing their presence because they cannot come with you into this next chapter. They are aligned with versions of you that are rooted in struggle, self-doubt, and overgiving. As you step into abundance, you will no longer tolerate being devalued, drained, or disrespected. Some will adjust and rise with you. Others will fall away. Do not mourn every departure. Some exits are part of the transfer. For every person who leaves because they cannot access you as they once did, you people will appear those who appreciate your worth, support your vision, and reciprocate your energy. This too is wealth. Love that honors you is wealth. Friendship that supports you is wealth. Community that understands you is wealth. You may see shifts in your work, career, or calling. For some, new job offers will begin to form. For others, inspiration will come to start or expand something of your own. You might find that tasks that once drained you become intolerable. Your spirit will no longer allow you to stay in environments that dishonor your purpose. This is not you being ungrateful. This is your soul refusing to live below its assignment. The wealth transfer will move you toward spaces where your value is recognized and compensated, where your gifts are not only used, but celebrated. Listen to me carefully now. The transfer is not only about receiving more. It is also about how you handle what you receive. In this new chapter, you are being invited to become a steward, not just a survivor. The survivor clings to every resource in fear, never feeling safe. A steward understands that abundance is a flow. It comes and goes, but the source behind it is steady. As the wealth transfer unfolds, you will be guided in how to save, how to give, how to invest, how to manage, how to say no, and how to say yes. Do not be afraid to learn new things. Do not be ashamed to ask questions. There is no shame in not knowing what you were never taught. Heaven will send you teachers, examples, and inner guidance to help you handle the new level. The enemy will attempt, one last time, to make you feel unworthy as this transfer begins. Thoughts may arise like, can I really handle more? What if I lose it? What if this is temporary? What if I mess it up? When these thoughts appear, speak over them. I am learning. I am growing. I am guided. I am supported. My abundance is not based on perfection but on alignment. Fear of losing what is coming can block its arrival. Trust that what is meant for you will stay when you stay connected to truth. This wealth transfer is layered. It includes money, but it also includes opportunities, ideas, relationships, energy, time, and peace. You will find that as you step into abundance, you no longer chase everything and everyone. Instead, what aligns with you begins to come toward you. You become a magnet for what matches your new frequency. Compliments, recognition, invitations, and support begin to find you. This is not vanity. This is resonance. You are finally resonating with the life that was always yours. Take a slow breath now and imagine a river of golden light flowing toward you. See it coming from a higher place, gentle but powerful, steady and bright. This river represents the wealth transfer. It carries financial provision, emotional restoration, spiritual clarity, and opportunities that lift your life. See this river flowing not just to you, but through you, touching your home, your family, your work, your future, and even strangers you will one day help. Say softly, I receive this river. I receive this transfer. I receive my rightful share of divine abundance. Within the next 48 hours, look for the small signs that this river has already begun. A small financial blessing, an unexpected discount, a message of support, a new idea, a lightness in your heart where there was once fear, a door opening, even if just a crack, a conversation that encourages you. These are confirmations, gentle but real, that the shift is underway. It will not all happen in one moment, but you will know, deep inside, that something has undeniably begun. Beloved, you are not just a receiver of this wealth transfer. You are a carrier. As you rise, you will lift others. As you heal, you will help others heal. As you prosper, you will be a channel of provision for those assigned to your path. This is why heaven is investing in you now. You are safe to bless. You are safe to trust with more. You are safe to increase. Beloved soul, breathe gently and come into stillness with me now. I, Archangel Michael, remain beside you, wrapping you in the calm certainty of what is unfolding. You have walked through revelation, instruction, correction, and alignment. You have heard what is ending and what is beginning. Now you must understand how heaven will confirm this message to you. You are not meant to walk blindly or wonder if you imagined all of this. You are not meant to question whether these words were coincidence or hope speaking louder than truth. Within the next 48 hours, prophetic signs will come. They will not be random. They will not be forced. They will appear with a softness, a precision, and a timing that only the divine can orchestrate. These signs will let your spirit know, yes, this message is for you. Yes, the reversal has begun. Yes, the abundance is approaching. Yes, the path is open. Take a slow breath and feel your awareness expanding. Heaven speaks in whispers, in patterns, in small movements that carry great meaning. The first sign you may notice is a shift in your inner peace. Not a dramatic breakthrough, but a quiet calming in your chest, a soft loosening of tension, a sense that the pressure you carried for so long has eased, even if just slightly. You may wake up and feel a strange clarity, or notice that the heaviness that once sat in your body has lightened. Your mind will suddenly feel less foggy, your emotions less tangled. This is the first confirmation. Your spirit is aligning with the new timeline. Peace is often the first sign of divine movement. The second sign may come through numbers. You may begin seeing repeating sequences: 111, 222, 444, 555, or even 48 itself, appearing in unexpected places. These numbers are not magic. They are markers, reminders, signals from the higher realms that you are entering the flow of the new. When you see them, pause for a moment, even if only inside your mind. Say, I am aligned. I am listening. I am ready. Another sign may come through the words of others. Someone may say something that feels strangely relevant to what you are experiencing right now. A phrase, a sentence, a message, or even a casual comment may strike your spirit with unusual meaning. It will feel like someone is talking to your soul without realizing it. This is heaven speaking through human lips, using ordinary conversation to deliver extraordinary confirmation. You may notice unexpected thoughts rising within you, ideas, solutions, or answers that arrive not through analysis but through quiet knowing. Something inside you will whisper, "This is what I need to do next. This is the direction. This is the opportunity. This is the step. This is the release." These spontaneous insights are not coincidences. They are guidance. They are the voice of clarity that comes when your spirit is finally in alignment with divine timing. For so long, your intuition was muted by fear and exhaustion. Now it will speak more freely because the path is clear. There may also be physical signs. A sudden breeze when you are indoors. A tingling across your shoulders, or down your spine. Warmth blooming in your chest. A sensation of pressure lifting from your head. These are not medical diagnoses. They are energetic shifts, spiritual adjustments, movements in your field as old weights release. When these sensations come, do not fear them. Breathe deeply and say, "I receive this shift." Unexpected communication may also be a sign. Someone you have not heard from in a while may reach out. A message may arrive at the perfect moment. A new connection may appear out of nowhere. Someone may offer help, guidance, or information that aligns with the path you are stepping into. Do not dismiss these moments. They are not random. They are part of the orchestration of your breakthrough. Financial signs may appear as well, even small ones. An unexpected discount. A refund you forgot about. A small deposit. A new opportunity for income. A random moment where someone covers something for you. These moments are not the full wealth transfer, but they are the early drops before the rain. Each small blessing is a whisper from the universe saying, more is coming. Stay aligned. Stay open. Stay believing. Some of you will experience emotional signs. You may feel a sudden urge to cry, not from sadness but from release. You may feel waves of gratitude that arrive without reason. You may feel yourself forgiving someone unexpectedly. You may feel hope rising inside you in a way you believed you'd lost. These emotional shifts are signs of layers peeling away, clearing space for the abundance that is approaching. For others, the prophetic sign will come through dreams. You may dream of doors, keys, bridges, light, water, or ascending pathways. You may see old emotional wounds finally healing. You may see yourself in new environments, new homes, new callings, new blessings. Your dreams will be clearer, more symbolic, more direct. This is your subconscious aligning with your spirit. It is your inner self rehearsing the future before it arrives. You may also notice timing aligning strangely in your favor. You may say something just before someone else says it. You may think of a person and they call or message you. You may need something and it appears within hours. These synchronicities are not luck. They are signs that your life is moving into divine flow, where things begin to work for you rather than against you. There is one sign I want you to pay special attention to: the sensation of being pulled toward something. You may feel drawn to start something new, to revisit something old, to speak to someone, to take a chance, to prepare, to learn, to shift. You may not understand why, but you will feel a tug, a quiet internal nudge that says, "Go this direction." This pull is not pressure. It is guidance. It is heaven moving you gently into the place where your abundance is waiting. Beloved, these signs will not appear to overwhelm you. They will appear to reassure you. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. Heaven is asking you to be aware. When a sign appears, simply acknowledge it. You do not need to interpret every detail. Just say quietly, "Thank you. I see it. I receive it." This soft recognition strengthens the pathway between you and the divine. Within these 48 hours, expect at least one sign. For many of you, several will appear. When they do, do not doubt yourself. Your mind may try to dismiss them. It may say, "I'm imagining it. This is nothing." But your spirit will know. Your spirit will recognize the frequency. Trust the recognition, not the doubt. When you witness your sign, come back and testify. Speak it. Share it. Anchor it. Testimony strengthens manifestation. Your voice turns the invisible into the tangible. Beloved soul, stay with me just a little longer. I, Archangel Michael, am here, and this is the moment of sealing. You have walked through revelation, warning, instruction, and promise. You have seen the trap, felt the lifting of delay, glimpsed the cost of disbelief, received command, and heard of the wealth and signs that are already moving toward you. Now, I wrap all of this in a final decree over your life. This is not just the end of a message. It is the beginning of a new chapter written in the Spirit. Take a slow, deep breath, hold it gently, and exhale. Feel this truth. You are not leaving this encounter the same way you entered it. In this moment, I place a shield of light around you. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, I surround you with protection. Every fear that told you that you are alone, unprotected, or unsupported, I now silence. You are not walking into the next 48 hours by yourself. You are accompanied. You are guided. You are guided. I speak over your mind, peace. I speak over your heart, courage. I speak over your spirit, awakening. I speak over your path, alignment. Beloved, the reversal has been activated. What once moved against you is beginning to move for you. What once felt blocked is beginning to loosen. What once felt delayed is beginning to accelerate. You may not see the full picture yet, but the process has started. In the unseen, doors are turning on their hinges. Conversations are forming. Ideas are aligning. People are being nudged toward you. Solutions are being crafted with your name on them. In this final seal, I declare that the struggles that tried to define you will not have the final word. The narrative of your life is shifting. Place your hand gently over your heart, if you can, and breathe slowly. As you do, hear these words as if they are being spoken directly into your chest. I decree that you are released from the identity of lack. I decree that you are released from the belief that you must suffer to be worthy. I decree that you are released from cycles of constant almost, and nearly, and not quite. I decree that you are released from shame around money, worth, and desire. I decree that you are released from relationships and environments that cannot honor who you are becoming. I decree that you are now aligned with abundance. I decree that doors of provision, opportunity, clarity, and support open before you with greater ease. I decree that you will be in the right place at the right time, with the right people, and the right information. I decree that the ideas inside you, the gifts you carry, the wisdom you have earned through pain and perseverance will no longer sit unused, but will begin to make room for you in this world. I decree that you step into spaces where your value is seen, heard, and compensated properly. Your heart has been through much. It has known disappointment, betrayal, waiting, and loss. In this seal, I speak healing over those memories. I pour light into the places where you still feel broken, small, or behind. You are not behind. You are right on time for the version of you that is emerging now. Every experience you have lived, even the painful ones, can now be used as material for your rising. Nothing is wasted when surrendered. Within these next 48 hours, as signs appear, as peace rises, as small confirmations come, I ask you to do one simple thing. Agree. Do not argue against your own breakthrough. Do not talk yourself out of your own blessing. When goodness appears, even in tiny form, say quietly, "This is for me. Thank you. I receive." When the old fear tries to press against your mind, remember the seal. Remember that you have already said yes. Remember that heaven has already answered. Now I invite you, as an act of agreement, to speak these words out loud if you can. I receive this reversal. I receive this abundance. I receive this protection. I receive this new chapter. I receive what is mine by divine alignment. Let your own voice be the echo of this decree. Later, when you move to the comments, write the words "I receive" as your final seal in the physical world. If you feel called, add your blessing number as a symbol of your agreement, whether it is 7, 11, 22, or the number that rises in your spirit. Beloved, your life is not ending in struggle. Your story is not closing in lack. This is a turning. This is a rerouting. This is a quiet but powerful rebirth. Even if your circumstances do not shift overnight, something far greater has shifted within you, and that inner shift will, in time, rearrange the outer world. Trust the process. Trust the one who sees you. Trust the light that now surrounds you. As this message comes to its end and your next chapter begins, I wrap you in my wings. I stand at the threshold of your next 48 hours as a guardian and a witness. I will nudge you when opportunities appear. I will whisper when fear tries to speak louder than faith. I will stand between you and what is not meant for you. You are not walking ahead into empty space. You are walking into prepared ground. Take one final deep breath with me. Inhale hope. Exhale fear. Inhale abundance. Exhale life. Inhale trust. Exhale doubt. Feel the air moving in and out of your body as a sign that life is still flowing in you, that purpose is still written over you, that it is not too late for you. If your heart has felt this shift, if something in you knows that this message has touched the core of your story, then, when this ends, Like this video to seal your intention. Share it so that another soul who is standing on the edge of giving up can be pulled back into hope. And type your I receive as your signature on this decree. I, Archangel Michael, have spoken over you. The seal is set. The reversal is in motion. The abundance is on its way. Go forward now in peace.